Hello, 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 everybody. Welcome to another exciting edition of Omnibros Live. For the first time in 2024, we are live on a Thursday talking about manga. It's manga night, folks. And today we got some first reads and we got some news, hauls, some controversial topics, I guess. I don't know. We got a little bit of everything. It's a sampler tonight. And I am joined by the wonderful co-host that anybody could ask for, the Omnibus Collector. How you doing, brother?
You're too sweet. I think you are the most wonderful co-host that anyone could ask for. I'm doing well. I was just trying to put my haul stack together on the side here, and I was jittering and knocked stuff over. But I'm good. I'm glad to be here. I was on the Monday show, so this is my second show of the month of the year.
Yeah,
and
love it.
I'm usually not on the Monday, so that was fun. And I do want to mention, for anyone watching and wondering where Colleen is, they have been sick for the past week and made the decision that it would be, because today is the first day that they're feeling better, they made the decision to not go on and talk a lot, to allow their voice to rest, since they're just like getting the feeling better. And I said, I think that sounds like a great idea. We'll just, you'll come on whenever you come on. So just wanted to let people know what's going on with them. We didn't have a schism of the show with our other regular guest and
it's all
regular.
Good. It's all good.
And then Gio, how about yourself? How are you doing this fine evening?
It was a hectic day. I had a lot of stuff to do on all sides, like real life, work, YouTube, my channel. It was chaotic, and I don't think I got everything done, but most of the important stuff I kind of did. So it was a kind of a success. I am tired and running on adrenaline right now. So once we're done here, I'm going to crash hard and get ready for work tomorrow. So that's going to be a fantastic Friday. But the holiday season is nearly over, so I am excited for that. We got 2 more days of Christmas partying up in here, and once we're done next week, it's back to reality, unfortunately.
Yeah, my as much as I pleaded with her, my mother, who I go to her primarily because she has the most Christmas decorations I've ever seen. She had to enlist 2 of my cousins, and I think my dad as well, and maybe her mother too, to help her pull everything down. And they did it yesterday and today. As much as I pleaded with her to keep it up through the 6th, through Three Kings Day, she didn't do it. So maybe it is what it is.
Yeah. You know what I was thinking? Now that you say about you're talking about decorations. For the next stream, I saw, now it's too late because Christmas is over, but I saw a little anime themed like mini LED Christmas tree. I'm like, that is really cool. I would like to have one of those here. Maybe next Christmas when we're streaming or something. If we're still streaming, who knows? To have a little thing.
Since after Christmas, you can maybe find it for cheap right now and then have it ready for next year.
Yes, that's a great idea. Chat, welcome everybody. Quick reminder that my YouTube handle is Manga Geekdom. If you want to check out my channel talking about manga, so shout out to me, I guess. Today we're gonna talk some first impressions. I read the manga that just came out today, actually, Kaiju number 8 B-side, which is a spin-off from the very popular series Kaiju number 8. And I also read The God Before Me, which I wasn't going to cover on this show because it's about shogi and I could care less about shogi. But I thought, what if I read it just for fun and see if I can power through it? So I got some interesting thoughts on that. And I got like 3 news items, and there's a discussion piece that we're going to talk about regarding a friend of the show, Anime News Network, and some hot water that they got themselves in, and all that fun stuff. So thank you everybody for being here, and of course supporting our wonderful sponsor, that is of course InStockTrades.com. your home for all things collected editions. You get omnibus editions, trade paperback, hardcovers, manga, and so much more for great deals that range from 42 to 50, sometimes 60% off, and even more. Go to the website and check it out. Free shipping in the US at orders of $50 or more. Loyalty discount adds an extra 2% off when you order on a week by week basis. That sweet loyalty discount can come in handy week after week. And of course, you get the great packaging and wonderful customer service when you visit our lovely sponsor, InStockTrades.com. Here's the logo because I failed to open the website. I'll show it later. So shout out to InStockTrades.com, the official sponsor of Omnibros Live here on the Omnibus Collectors Network. And one last quick reminder, on the 29th of January, that will be the last Monday of the month, we will be doing the traditional gift card giveaway, valued at $50, open to anybody out there in the world. If you want to participate, all you have to do is hang out in the chat, and we're going to pick out a winner by the end of that stream. So thank you to InStock Trades for making that happen. All righty. Woo. There we go. So I know you were on Monday and you didn't have a haul then, but you told me you do have one now. So I'm very interested to see some of your pickups.
I believe this is the package. This is the contents of the package that had come in previously, plus one other separate book. These were from Crunchyroll. I was trying to think what seller. So our wonderful sponsor, InStockTrades.com, is currently my primary source for manga, but there are some things that they don't get, and so whenever they don't get those, I get them via Crunchyroll because they do have those things. So I got
you go to
Horizon.
The B side.
Yeah, but tie into the other part of the show today. The Horizon Volume 3, the final volume of this depressing series from JH, the creator of The Boxer. So it's only 3 volumes, very beautifully put together, and fantastic artwork that is very much not exactly like what you see and expect from The Boxer. It's a lot more bleak artwork, often a lot more simple, but here's a nice somewhat colored page that's really detailed. Great stuff. I really love this series, and I haven't read the final volume yet, but I'm really looking forward to it. Everyone's favorite, very long titled series, 100 Girlfriends Who Really, 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 Really Love You. This is volume 8. I really, 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 really think this series is hilarious.
I'm going to surprise you. Sorry to interrupt. I watched the anime and really loved it. Really, really, really loved it. So I went ahead and started picking up the manga. So I ordered volume 4 recently because the anime only covered the first 3 books.
Yeah. I just think it's really fun. It's clever. It's a fun little kind of like take on harem manga where it's, because he has to be in a relationship with 100 different girls. It's there's not the competition factors behind it. And there are some like fan servicey moments, of course, as you would expect there will be in a shonen rom-com like this. But it's funny, it's clever, it plays with the tropes really cleverly, and it does well to give every single girl her own personality, instead of allowing each of them to just be carbon copies or like 5 different basic personalities repeated through all of them. Like every girl that he brings into his giant polycule has her own personality, her own likes, her own dislikes. It's fun. Next is The Secret of Friendship. I believe this was one that I got. Now I'm second guessing if I got this from IST or not. But anyway, I don't remember if I showed this before. But Secret of Friendship by the creator of My Love Story and High School. Yes, you. And it is a single volume shoujo release. I haven't gotten to read any of these, by the way. These are all unread on my shelf. I just got the box like Monday or something. but I've heard really good things about that one. Parallel World Pharmacy Volume 3. I feel like Volume 2 took a while to come out, and then Volume 3 was here right after that. But I'm enjoying this one pretty well. They've started the pharmacy, so Fantasy CVS is up and running. Here's another rom-com, Girl I Like Forgot Her Glasses. We're in the, I think it ended with 12 volumes. I might be a little bit off on that, but we're in the second half of the series now. It's still cute. I'm still enjoying it. Speaking of cute, Clueless First Friend Volume 4.
That's uber cute.
So this one has volumes 7 and 8 because they're 2-in-1 releases. This one is a very uber cute series, as you've described it as. Much younger kids in this one, just having a nice time making new friends, his first friend, stuff like that. It's cute. It is very cute. Another rom-com, Ice Guy and Cool Girl Volume 2. I'm about halfway, a third way done with this second volume. Also a cute. It? Yeah, I think again, it's just another cute little rom-com series. And sometimes after reading a ton of like shonen action or like depressing, dramatic seinen titles, I like to kick back with some cute shoujo or cute shonen rom-com and enjoy myself. And I think that a lot of these fit that bill. And one more, and this one's kind of a special release. This is Panorama of Hell by Hideshi Hino. This comes from our friends over at Starfruit Books. Starfruit, part of the Blood Orange line, which is their horror imprint. This one, I believe, is officially available as of this month. I don't know what the official release date was because it's not on Amazon and it's not on Crunchyroll, but you can go to Starfruit's website to pick it up, www.starfruitbooks.com. This is oversized in trim, so bigger than their previous releases.
Whoa, yeah.
So it's a pretty big trim. It's about the same size as like a signature release, a little bit wider. It has French flaps, so that comes out looking really nice.
Whoa,
really nice looking. The cover is a really thick matte material, and the pages in past, excuse me, my nose was itchy. In past releases from Starfruit, the pages and the binding's really tight and the pages are really thin. So like, it's not that it's hard to read or anything. It's like a lot of Titan books are kind of that way, where they have really thin pages. And so like the binding being tight, it doesn't open that well and they're kind of wrinkled in the middle. But this one, they use a much better paper quality. And the print quality is fantastic as well. So they sent me a copy of this one. Folks over at Starfruit did. I haven't gotten a chance to read it just yet, but I'm very excited to have it on the shelf in my collection. And of course, Starfruit has a lot more Hino on the way. At least one more I know that they have coming out. But they're a publisher to watch if you're a fan of horror stuff. So how about you?
I'm tempted to do a little experiment. We're going to take a hit here. Can you show some of the art from that book? I want to see if we get that yellow flag from YouTube, because I know that's a gory book, right?
For the Hino?
Yeah.
Here's
because lately when we show stuff like that, let me try. All right. So what happens is if we show stuff like that, folks, at the end of the stream, we get the limited, I don't know what it's called. It's like a little yellow icon on the.
Is it for violence or just for showing stuff? Because here's some like
it before for violence and gore.
There's the severed heads.
There we go. Come on, YouTube, do your worst.
We'll see what they think about that.
We'll see what happens afterwards. I got two books that I posted on the social medias, but I can show you guys now. I picked up one of my most anticipated books from last year. Took a while to get here. That is Past the Monster Meat, Milady, Volume 1. And I haven't started reading this yet because I've been busy reading something else for a video that I'm making on my channel. So this is a cool Kodansha release. And something that I've been wanting for a very long time. And the box set, for me at least, it's out of my budget, so I can't justify grabbing it, but these editions are a nice alternative, and that is Magic Knight Ray Earth. So I got the new edition of Part 1, Book 1, right there. Really, really cool. I love this series, and I love the games from back in the 90s. So I've always wanted to own it in some shape or form. Again, the box sets, I don't have the room for a box set, and the price was too much for me. So when they announced this, I was really excited. It got delayed like 3 months, I think, and it finally came out in December. So that's exciting. The next volume comes out next month, late February, I think. Yeah, so super cool. By the way, segue. Next month is insane. I made a post about it on social media. I don't buy a lot of books compared to most people, but even my wish list is stacked with stuff. I think it's close to 25 to 30 different books. I'm like, what is happening next month? It's you guys, like in the Omnibus community, you like to talk about Omnigeddon. Mangageddon is happening next month. Holy crap. Just saying, I look forward to the previous episode.
Do you know approximately how many items total it was? Like how many pages of releases you went through?
I think it was,
because I know it was like exactly 200, or it was exactly 2 pages for January.
No, I think I scrolled through 3 or 4.
Jeez.
At least. Yeah. I mean,
hopefully some of that gets delayed.
Oh, absolutely. Yes.
Yeah, because especially since you're looking at it a whole month ahead, hopefully some of those things get pushed into March and beyond. Because I know, for instance, like sometimes the publishers that do a lot of delays, like Denpa, Kuma, etc., they'll just like put it in a certain place and it'll sit there for a while, and then they'll move it again. Like Renjo Desperado was saying like in December, and then they moved it to like I don't even know where.
Yeah. Let me do some research while we talk and actually I'll figure it out now. I'll do it now. Hold on. All right, I'm on the Crunchyroll store. All right. So if I go to page 8, which is the last one, it's going to feature some of the books that we talked about this month, right? Yep. Tier 1 Empire. Okay. So I got to page 6. Riveting content, folks. Don't worry. We'll get to the news topics in a minute. This is important.
I just saw a really big news topic that I don't know if you had seen yet, but I pulled up ANN so I could look at it with you while we talk about stuff. And
what's up? What happened?
There's a pretty about Captain Tsubasa.
Oh, I did not see that. What? Hold on, let me.
The creator is retiring from serializing manga.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah.
Huh.
So in the 19th issue of Shueisha's Captain Tsubasa magazine announced on Friday that Captain Tsubasa creator Yoichi Takahashi will retire from serializing his long-running manga franchise. The magazine's next issue will be the last one, and will feature the final chapters of the Captain Tsubasa Rising Sun, The Final, and Captain Tsubasa Memories 4, Saikyo Meiwa FC Tensetsu manga. 20th and final issue scheduled for early April release. Takahashi explained that he had been thinking over the past few years about whether he would continue or finish drawing the manga. He calculated that it may take over 40 years to finish the story. As such, instead of pushing his body to the limit, he concluded that it would be better to stop serialization. Takahashi is over 60 years old, and he considers himself to be in good health. However, due to presbyopia, the gradual loss of the eye's ability to focus on nearby objects, he's experiencing poorer eyesight and dizziness. The combination of his condition, COVID-19 affecting staff structure, the switch to digital methods for drawing manga, and the death of Dokaben baseball manga creator Shinji Mizushima in January 2022 all factored into his decision. Takahashi is considering drafting storyboards that will continue the story past the manga's final chapters. Takahashi's original 37-volume Captain Tsubasa manga ran in Weekly Shonen Jump magazine from 81 to 88, inspired 4 anime series, 4 films, several OVAs, and a stage, and is available in 20 countries. The original soccer manga revolves around 11-year-old Tsubasa Ozora, a boy who loves soccer and is recognized by his coach Roberto due to his skill of the sport. Tsubasa goes with the coach to Brazil in order to train for the World Cup. Rising Sun revolves around Tsubasa as he aims to participate in the Olympics as a representative from Japan. Takahashi launched the manga in Grand Jump magazine in December of 2013. Then it moved to Captain Tsubasa magazine, Grand Jump's spin-off magazine that focuses on the franchise, when it launched in April 2020. Captain Tsubasa Rising Sun, the final saga of the overall Captain Tsubasa series, launched in the magazine's 16th issue last April. The manga is a new arc and renaming of the Captain Tsubasa Rising Sun manga.
Damn. Wow. I mean,
so that's a pretty big deal.
Good for him for realizing that all these factors are clearly a sign that you should take it easy and bow out gracefully.
Yeah, and it sounds like where it says that he's considering drafting storyboards to continue past the last chapters. It's like, you know, I'm not against continuing the story at all. I just don't want to do this serialization bullshit anymore. Like, that's the part that's, you know, makes it so difficult for so many people.
Yeah. Wow. Well, best of luck. Damn. All right. It's good that he's still healthy, even though there's some issues popping up, but he's still healthy. So I'm glad to hear that.
But yeah, I think it's a pretty big that's a pretty big deal. Captain Tsubasa is one of the biggest manga franchise in the world, and one of the few really big ones that we've never had the manga at least released in the US. And I don't know the likelihood of it ever happening because of a grand amount of content that there is. Like, it's been ongoing for 40 plus years, finally ending this year. But that's 40 plus years of content, and I don't have it calculated off the top of my head, but I know it's probably above 100 volumes total.
Probably, yeah. By the way, I did check the Crunchyroll store listing, and it's, at least from what I saw, like 2.5 pages, not 3. Sorry, but still, there's a lot of good stuff coming out next month.
Is it 2.5?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Like, hopefully that extra half, that extra 50 doesn't add too much to my stack. The painful part is, like, I can go back and reassess like everything that I'm reading and be like, all right, I'm going to stop this one. I'm not going to get this one anymore. But there's so many new ones that come out every month that I just want to try. And that's what makes it hard. Like, all these cool new series that I'm like, oh man, let me try that one out. It looks pretty good. And then when those actually hit and they're good and I keep buying them, that's when it sucks.
Oh man, yeah. So also shout out to the chat. Sorry guys, I ignored you for a minute. James brings up an interesting little bit of trivia. We can't forget Gio is also the smartest person on YouTube, according to Melanie. That is so sweet. Thank you so much. I'm not that smart, but thank you.
I am. I'm chopped liver.
Horizon has a happy but bittersweet ending. Free to read online on the series website. H Field, thank you for joining. Bob Fisher, thank you so much for. We're making you addicted to manga in this channel, so that's a win for us.
Absolutely.
I hauled some Goblin Slayer, Fire Punch, and Record of Ragnarok. Javier, thank you so much. Gonna watch us later. Y'all the goats. Thank you so much. James bringing up some good news here. In other news, tomorrow is Detective Conan's 30th anniversary. First chapter came out in January 5th, 1994. Fortunately, we were alive, so we can't say like, oh, this was before our time, but we were alive and well.
I think I was well. I was alive, and I think I was also well in 1994.
Yeah. We got the first bit of news here from Kodansha. The first licensing announcement for the year goes to Kodansha, digital one, and that is this manga right here. I left my A rank party to help my former students. This, no, wait. I left my A rank party to help my former students reach the dungeon depths. There we go. Art by Yuri, story by Kosuke Unagi, and character designs by Super Zombie. Okay, that's a choice. As far as adventuring goes, supporting your party is a thankless job, even more so if you're just a lowly red mage like Yuke Feldio. So when he gets fed up with his A rank party of total a-holes, he ditches them for some former students, a trio of girls who just love his company. Thing is, to conquer the world's greatest dungeon and achieve his dream, he'll have to teach these cuties a thing or two. Okay. And he may just learn there's more potential within him and them than he ever knew. This could go many ways. I hope it stays wholesome with the lessons that they're teaching. So let's take a quick look here at the first chapter. You guys can see some of the art. Read now. So here's the cover for that, looking pretty cool. Well, some colored pages. Nice. All right. You can read it for free on the Kodansha website if you're interested. It's a nice way to gauge if you're going to purchase this or not. I do like the character designs. That's fun. Yeah. Anything? All right. I did not check this before going live. That's tradition on this show, so I have no idea if there's not safe for work stuff in here. If there is, we're going to find out together, folks.
So, group project.
We're good. Okay. So that is... what was that? Sorry?
It didn't look like it would be bad.
No, it looks all pretty wholesome. So that's the first announcement. Unfortunately, Yen Press did not want to wait for our show, and they're doing the announcements tomorrow, which annoyed me because I thought it would be pretty cool if we had that to talk about tonight. First announcements, nope, tomorrow. So we can, if there's something fun and exciting, we can talk about it next week.
We're halfway to the next round of solicitations from Viz, so we have that to look forward to next month around Valentine's is when it should happen.
Heck yeah. Let's do some more news. Let's go to... I got 3 items from friend of the show, Anime News Network, and then we can talk about the big controversy. The first one here is these awards, which I don't know how to pronounce, but the International Comics Festival of that thing announced its nominations, and the competition has nominated the following manga for its official selection of Best Comic Award. We got Blue Giant Explorer, Chainsaw Man, Evil, however you pronounce it, The Fable, Cujo the Implacable, and A Nice Life. So that is pretty awesome. The Chainsaw Man is still being nominated for stuff. Although it's for volume 13, so that makes sense. I thought it was volume 1. I'm like, damn, all right. How would I pronounce this? Angolame? Following. Oh, it's French. Okay. I don't speak French, so sorry. Butcher that. We got a question from Bob. A question is, Kodansha publishing Hajime no Ippo only digital or also in print?
Not in print.
Not in print. So yeah, shout out to all these guys for getting nominated. The next bit of news is something that I laughed when I saw, because I do think this is a really edgy manga, and I'm glad it's ending. Sorry for all the Boys Abyss fans out there. But the manga's ending this year, finally.
I saw it was ending as well, and I was like, oh, better tell Geo.
Yeah, I'm happy about that. There's some sketchy stuff that happens in this damn series. I read like 80 chapters of it. I'm like, damn, all right. So yeah, this is ending, and a bunch of other stuff is ending too. Actually, let me scroll through the main website. Why not? Shoot, I shouldn't have done that. Wait, manga. There we go. There's a bunch of stuff that's ending, like, and it's stuff that I covered here on the show. This is ending. Togabito no Kukuin. Shout out. Xiangxi X. I think that's how you pronounce it. I covered that a while ago, last year, when I did a first impressions. So that did not last long. Only a year. Look at that. Launched back in January 2023.
Well, at least it got a whole year in there.
Yeah, that should be like four or five books, I think. We talked about Boys Abyss, and there was one other that I talked about. Which one was it? Oh, Ida-ten Deities Know Only Peace. That's from Amahara and Kukyusinja.
Ninja. And that one is getting
is. Oh, sorry.
English. That it does have an English publication from Seven Seas, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Excuse me. For those of you who don't know, Amahara is responsible for the cultured manga Interspecies Reviewers, and Kukyusinja is known for the cultured manga Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid. So when you put the two together, you get the Ida-ten Deities Know Only Peace. I haven't read the manga, but I did see the anime, and I liked it. It was fun. It's all right.
There are
currently one more. Sorry, guys.
5 volumes available in English, so they've got just the other 4 more to catch up on, I guess.
There's one cover for Ida-ten that is very, very fan servicey. So at one point I thought of grabbing the series, but I saw that. I'm like, oh all right. I want to get that on my shelf. Okay, so everybody can see it.
Volumes 3 and 4 both are very boobalicious. And I had the same, I think, reaction because I was going to pick it up because I was reading like about what series appear in which magazines, and I was like, oh, this one's in the same magazine as something I forget which other series. And then I looked at it and I was like, oh, I might pick it up because the first volume is a pretty normal cover. And then I looked at it and I was like, I don't think I'll enjoy this one.
I would recommend watching the show because the music on that is so good, and it went so underappreciated that year. I think it was 2020. Wow, 2021. It's been a while. I think it was 2021. Yeah, but the songs and the art style and all that stuff, really enjoyed it. So it's on Crunchyroll if anybody's interested.
It's in Young Animal. That's what it was. I was looking at all the stuff that's published in Young Animal, same magazine, as Berserk, and I saw that, and because it's the first cover that's on like Wikipedia, for instance.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, yeah, maybe I'll check that one out. I should have expected, though, because of the fact that it's in that magazine.
Yes. I found the manga, by the way. I talked about this like 5 months ago. Diasporas, or however the hell you pronounce it. I had a tough time back then when I did that stream. I'm having a tough time now. This one was pretty wacky. Not the best thing in the world, but I thought it was going to last longer. Not, since September. Wow. Okay. So it's the second and final volume will ship on March 4th. Okay. So you can read it from Shonen Jump Plus if you're interested.
Only 2 volumes.
Yep. Alrighty. So what if we talk about the Anime News Network controversy that Started off the new year just right.
Yeah, that was a fun day. Was it on Monday or Tuesday? I don't remember exactly when it was.
I think so. I'm looking for the well, the article's gone. They deleted the review, but
Yeah.
I can pull it up.
So
Let me go
for
to my
anyone watching that was unfamiliar, there was a review for the newest volume from the creator of my what's the full title of the my lesbian experience and loneliness? Is that
I think so.
sorry.
Yes.
The newest volume from Nakata Kabi, I believe is her name, which is
The new one is called "My Pancreas Broke, but My Life Got Better."
Yeah, I was trying to think. I knew it was pancreas something, and I was like, it's not. I want to eat your pancreas.
That's another one.
Weird that there are at least 2 manga with pancreas in the title. So yeah, it was a review of My Pancreas Broke, My Life Got Better by Nagata Kabi, which Nagata Kabi's books are all like autobiographical. My lesbian experience with loneliness was the first one, and then she's done a lot of different ones since then. I think a total of this is her 6th volume of manga that she has. Roughly one each year for the past several years, and this is about her struggles with alcoholism and like her drinking that leads her to get pancreatitis and have to go to the hospital, and she has to give up drinking, and stuff that happened during the pandemic to her. And so ANN had this review published by a guy who is a doctor in Scotland.
Oh my gosh.
His handle on Twitter is like Herr Doktor, like in like a German, like HERRDOKTOR, something. There's something else to it. I just know it's Herr Doctor. But and he just went on, like, the review was hardly at all actually reviewing the book itself, and was just going off on Kabi and her like struggles in the most judgmental fashion that he possibly could. And it was just kind of a disgustingly put together review, and all of the comments that you can see on the post of the review that was deleted are telling them like how terrible of a review it was, except for like one guy who was dick writing ANN and like telling everyone that they were right about this, but everyone else was like, this is disgusting, like I can't believe you're a doctor, blah 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 blah. And they took it down.
Everybody was shitting on them.
They not only did they take it down, but they also issued a statement about taking it.
Let me find that one.
I know you.
Yeah.
I've got some screenshots from the review itself.
Wait a minute. Let's share that. Do that. Let's put that one first.
I don't have the ability to share it because it's in a private Discord server, but I can read from it.
Oh, okay. Perfect.
So yeah, everyone in this server was just like, what the hell? And after it got taken down, one of the homies was like, I've got some screenshots. I don't think we have the beginning of the review here, but of what I do have is I know at the beginning he says that he gave it to his sister, and his sister basically like talked crap to it about it as well. But he says, unfortunately, Kabi struggles not only to function in modern society, but also to comprehend her feelings and those of others. Although she describes the diagnosis and medical treatment for anxiety, depression, ADHD, eating disorders, alcoholism, and subsequent pancreatitis, I can't help but wonder if she is also even further neurodivergent and is perhaps somewhere on the autistic spectrum. There's nothing to do with the this is, mind you, it's a review that he's purporting this to be. it's not a very much reviewing the book at all. It's just going on about her. Kabi's obvious emotional immaturity and repetitive self-sabotage would be understandable in a young person in her late teens or early 20s, but My Pancreas Broke finds her as a woman of 33 years making the same mistakes and the same very poor decisions. It's frustrating for me as a reader. I can't imagine what it's like to be her long-suffering and out-of-their-depth parents. Like, why are you sitting there worrying about how her parents feel?
Mm-hmm.
Frustrating for her, or for you as the reader, like when she's dealing with this like directly and putting pain out there in a book, and you don't put that there so that people can sit there and judge you. Like when people put this stuff out in books and in work like that, it's, you know, to share their experiences and let people kind of grow from that and like know, you know, what's going on out there to some people that deal with these kinds of things. In My Pancreas Broke, Kabi is readmitted to the hospital following a severe flare-up of pancreatitis caused by her drinking a liter of shochu daily, 25 to 35% alcohol per volume. Her previous memoir, My Alcoholic Escape from Reality, depicts in painful detail her first experience of this and her attempts to maintain sobriety afterward. This latest volume's first 75 pages or so is mostly a recap of that and other volumes. It's like she's learned nothing from her previous experiences, and even when her family and medical staff do their best to help her, she insists on running away from the hospital. Every time she did this, I wanted to scream. At one point, her doctor advises her to hang around for half an hour to join a group to meet other people suffering from alcoholism-induced disease. Great, I thought. That's exactly what Kabi needs to get her out of her spiraling self-destructive thoughts. But she ran away, and my hope was dashed. What's especially frustrating is that Kabi knows what she needs to do to get better, but lacks the courage or conviction to do it. That's not a mental disorder. It very well is. And that's the part that, like, for me, upsets me the most, because it's coming from a doctor. For him to sit there and state something that is very specifically related to mental disorder, and then say that it's not, like, that was so frustrating to read. She doesn't seem to want help, and I worry that she'll continue to write depressingly frustrated memoirs full of one step forward, two step back, lack of progress, until she inevitably dies from self-inflicted damage. Very tone deaf. What the hell? I feel bad for her, but I'm not sure I can take much more of her self-defeating, self-mutilating, self-destructive self-sabotage. She reminds me of No Longer Human's Oba Yozo, and any student of Japanese literature should know how that worked out for both author and character. That is the worst, most tone-deaf way to end like a terribly tone-deaf review. I hesitate to call it a review, because not once in the book does he actually review the contents of the book. I think at one point a part that I didn't have screenshot, I think he mentions like the simplistic artwork. He might have, or maybe I'm mixing that with another blurb that I read. But like overall, he just mentions like what the book is about, what her general bibliography is about, and then just rails into her about like how terrible she is for like doing the things that she's doing. It's not a single bit of it is actually any kind of review. This is
no, not at all.
It's terrible. And the responses, there's so many responses from people going over exactly, you know, everything that I mentioned and other people have been saying. And they're just it's bad. It's really bad. They took it down, like we mentioned. And what was funny to me was that he was so like proud of this post, because I think if I'm reading correctly, like he's been a regular contributor on ANN, but it was his first review, and so he posted on his own Twitter the review, and he was like, you know, as a regular contributor to ANN, I'm so excited about my first review. And someone goes, great, hopefully it's the last one too. But he was so excited about it. And then like as soon as like all the backlash started coming in, he removed every note of it from his Twitter, and then they deleted it. And then so they published this.
Leads me to believe that I don't think he understood, or that person understood what they wrote, and they think they were doing a good job at reviewing that stuff. So I don't think, because otherwise, when you have people that stand their ground when they write stuff like that, they won't delete stuff. So this
Yeah,
leads me to believe he caved into pressure and maybe thought like, oh man, I screwed up. Let me try and learn. I doubt it, but let me try and learn from what I did wrong.
or maybe like because there was so much immediate backlash, like I'm gonna assume that the staff on at ANN like immediately told him like, hey, yeah. And I don't know, here's the thing with like their response to taking it down, or to take it down, not to taking it down. Their response to take it down was that I don't know who was the editor that looked at that piece. I don't know if it was, if like Lindsay or Chris look at these pieces and approve them.
Yeah.
Maybe he did, or maybe one of them did, maybe one of them was the one that looked at it, but I don't know if maybe it's another editor that approved everything and just put it out there and thought like, okay, like they didn't question it at all. I don't know if they read it and like,
Maybe in crunch time they're like, yeah, whatever, just
yeah,
it's a review of that manga, just post it.
it could have been that type of thing. It could have been the fact that like they've never had to call any sort of question to anything, and so they were just like, maybe the person that edited it was like, oh, this is odd, but you know, it's a review, whatever. He put his opinions out there, I guess that's okay, and then just put it in. I don't know
And
who edited it.
I will add, you can back me up on this. We were reviewers. We've done reviews for a really long ass time. I've done reviews in printed media before going on YouTube, and I do reviews for fun on YouTube. That's what my channel's all about, because I like reviewing products and reviewing books. That was not a review. That was you
Oh,
discussing in an open forum your thoughts on that material. But you're not doing your job. You're not telling us about the story, the writing, the art, the message, all that stuff. Maybe the message a little bit, but that was your opinion of it. So as a reviewer, you suck donkey balls, dude. Just quit. Don't do that anymore.
it was not, yeah, it was, there was like a very small smidgen of like actually
I
talking
guess
about
the
the
art is kind of cool.
of
Yeah.
the book itself, speaking of it as a piece of art rather than like just sitting there and judging the creator for what they've done. And like
Yeah.
you can, I will say, like, you can sit there and make judgments on the creators. You can do that kind of thing, and you could put that in a review, but it shouldn't be 95% of your review. Like,
Exactly.
you need to have an actual review section, and then like, if this was, if and I don't have this type of opinion at all on this matter, on this type of work, but the the way that I would have written that, if I did have this opinion, I would have made sure to completely review the subject, review the narrative, talk about like everything about the book itself, the art, the narrative, the flow that it has. You know, if it did portray her message the way that she wanted it to, if I felt like it was successful in doing that, if it was boring to read through or not, like all of those things, review all of that. And then if I really needed to, if I really felt like I needed to, then I would insert like, you know, concerns about the creator. But the also the other problem is that he wasn't just sitting there inserting concerns about the creator, because it was like, she's self-destructive, terrible for her parents, terrible for me as a reader, but not at one single point being like, you know, feeling bad about the situation that she's in.
Yeah.
Like, there's no sympathy at all for someone who is dealing with mental disorder, who is dealing with diseases and stuff, who is dealing with a lot of hardship in her life, and puts it out there to show people you know, everything that she goes through because of everything. there's nothing about her, and it's all just like, wow, what a terrible person spiraling towards their inevitable death. Must suck to be her mom.
That's very irresponsible, stupid. So this was the statement. I left it there so people can read it. I'll take it down now. Shameless plug, but I reviewed one of their books. So if you guys are interested, you can check out my review, which I'm not an alcoholic, so I don't speak from experience, but from an outside perspective, I gave my thoughts on my alcoholic escape from reality. I reviewed that back in like 2 years ago or something. It's insane that it's been so long. So yeah, the author does fantastic job with those books, so I highly recommend picking them up. They're great. He doesn't condemn her as a creator, he condemns her as a human. Yuck.
Yeah, and I think that really, like, that hits the nail on the head. That's all you really have to say to understand the issue there, is that he's not talking about her as a creator. He's looking down on her as a person herself.
Statement is bull crap, baloney. A statement should be posted through the official website. Yeah, I agree with that too. Not on the forum. They should have posted on the main page. But I guess A&N will do as they please. Rest of the show. This type of review happen all the time with video game websites, YouTube channels. There you go. But you won't get that here. You get wholesome people talking about books, which we're going to do now. So let's move away from that controversy into something a little bit more nicer. There are 2 new manga releases for the new year, and one of them took me by surprise, although I guess the surprise was that it didn't happen sooner. We got the spin-off from Kaiju number 8, and it is called Kaiju number 8 B-Side. This is supervised by the original creator, Naoya Matsumoto, but it is written and drawn by Kentaro Hidano. And this one is, the blurb says, the frontline stories of the Defense Force not covered in the main series. So let me share my screen here again. We're going to go over to Manga Plus, which you can read the first chapter there for free. And I'm going to show you some of the arts. Now, I have to admit, I stopped reading Kaiju number 8 a while ago. I'm not up to date with the series, but I did like it. I just forgot to keep going, and it's been forever. Actually, let me check how much I've read.
Me too. My plan was, once it started coming out physically, I was just going to move to physical, and now I don't remember where I stopped, so I don't know where to start.
I don't know which chapter is the current one, but I remember reading at least 50 to 60 chapters of it. And I really enjoyed it. I made a video on my channel when it came out because I thought it was pretty cool. I like the idea that it's, this strike force taking care of kaiju that are appearing, and the main character is in his 30s, which I can finally relate to a shonen character being of the same age. He's older than the rest of the young guns, but he's trying his best, and it has a lot of cool action. Some hijinks happen, and he turns into a kaiju himself through some plot devices. So yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's getting an anime from Bones, which looks phenomenal from what I've seen. And so I had to catch up a little bit. I did not know, I couldn't remember for the life of me the names of these characters. So I had a tough time remembering their names, but I can show you some of the art here. We have this guy over here, which is the lieutenant character, or one of his the main character supervisors, Soshiro Hoshina. And the story, or at least this first chapter, is told through his point of view, and he is remembering as he's doing an interview with media. He is recalling, they're doing drills for the newbies, the rookies, They're doing what's the thing? Oh my gosh, what's the sport with the wooden sword? Kendo? Is it kendo?
Kendo. Yeah, I was about to say that.
Kendo. Yeah, they're doing that, and so he invites the media to watch the training exercises, and you see the main character there as well. So as they're doing that, our main character here, he is recalling when he first got on board to the organization, and when he started, a lot of people were against the idea of him using swords because it's not practical against these monsters. You got to use all the cool weapons and guns and stuff. But for close quarter combats, he's pretty effective. And so it's a mix of what's happening in the main story and his recollection of the past, which I thought was nice. You give more of these characters some screen time, if you will, because the main plot is about the protagonist. Kafka was his name?
Yep.
Kafka Hibino. There we go. I looked it up just after. So, yeah, the art is pretty cool. It's somewhat in the same style as the original. You can see here all the monsters and stuff. I think this looks like it fits right in with the original series. And here's the stuff that I was mentioning. Again, you can read it for free. Follow it up on Manga Plus website. Where's Kafka? He's around here somewhere. And there we go. So that's our actual main protagonist. But I guess I don't know if the series is just going to follow one character or we're going to see different chapters for different characters and stuff like that, like mini stories, I guess. But for this one, let's scroll back here when our boy is starting to remember when he was a rookie. There we go. Yeah. So on this first chapter, not a whole lot of action happens, but setting some cool stuff up with him going to the field and working with her and proving himself, where everybody said, like, you can't do this. He's like, no, I'm going to do it. I'm going to prove to everybody that I can. And he's sort of reflecting on Kafka and his own experiences and journey and all that. So, yeah, pretty fun. If you want to get back into Kaiju number 8, please consider reading this. I think it's pretty cool. So I do recommend it, even though I was lost with all the character names. The other manga that I read is this one right here, which I was not interested in checking this out because it's based on shogi. I have no interest in shogi. I know there are other manga that have come out in the past that talk about this, but I don't care. But I said, you know what? It's the new year. Let me try and read some new things for the channel for this live stream and talk about it. Who knows? Maybe this will be a hit and it gets picked up, licensed, puts out physical volumes. Then I can say, hey, I reviewed it on that live stream. So far, only 2 chapters have come out. This is The God Before Me, written by Sho Kunoda. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. And this creator only has 2 works credited on AniList. We got Uchu no Laika, a one-shot from 2017, and now The God Before Me. The blurb for that says, Odachi has been struggling with a lack of confidence in his play. Since his debut match where he faced off against the god of shogi, something has changed within him. Will the day come when he can surpass the god of his generation? A tale of self-proclaimed average shogi player, his friends, peers, and rivals, and the god before him. This is unnecessarily dramatic, but I went ahead and started reading, and I guess I kind of liked it. There are a lot of mistakes on this translation, by the way. Words are missing, and some things were poorly written that I noticed, so that was weird. I hope they fix it. But basically, we follow this character right here, Odachi. He used to play shogi, or he still does, but he was used to playing at a high level. He was really good at it, Now, not so much. Then there's this kid over here who is like this next prodigy for the sport, and uh, they played together when they were younger, and our main protagonist was able to defeat him pretty easily. But now in the present time, not so much. The kid grew up and got like really insanely good at it, and our main protagonist instead got worse and worse, and he feels that he's going to lose all credibility. He's going to be kicked out of the shogi association or whatever it's called. So he's desperate, and that causes him to be depressed about it, and a lot of worry and self-doubt and all that stuff, and not thinking clearly about the fact that it is a sport, and that just you got to keep going at it, and clearing your head so you can shake that funk, and maybe try and win and all that. He is friends with another shogi player who is female, and that girl is trying to motivate him to continue and all that. So the majority of the volume of the first couple chapters is based on that, his self-doubt. And at the end of the first chapter here, Odochi gets the ability to, or gets the chance, sorry, to play with another rival who they're friends for, like, they've been friends for a couple years. And finally, he's able to get out of that funk and win a match. Spoilers. So that sort of kicks his motivation to reach the levels of godhood or deity status, I don't know, in the shogi world, and face off against his true rival here. So the art, not to my liking, but it's okay, I guess. I got confused because take a look at this guy here, and then take a look at this guy here. I thought they were the same character. And whenever they're both on, I got confused as to which voice am I reading in my head when I'm reading the blurb, the dialogue box. But the art, it's all right. Did I like the fact that it's about shogi? No, because I don't really like chess. And I saw Bob Fisher asking, yeah, shogi is essentially Japanese chess. If I don't understand, I'm not good at regular chess, I'm not going to get shogi. So I do apologize on that. Somebody out there is probably mad right now. How could he not like shogi? I'm going to dislike this live stream. So yeah, there's a lot of technical stuff that I do not know about. Like, for example, where was it? There's a panel here. Like this, all this. I have no idea what any of this meant. So I pulled a Jess Bragg and said, yeah, that happened, and just kept going. I just assumed that that's a thing. Like, yeah, sure, yeah. He's 20 years old, and he's gone pro. Same with his friend here. They apprenticed together, and now they're living together in Tokyo. So yeah, it's interesting. It has potential, and obviously, if you like shogi, you're gonna dig the hell out of this, because it's one of those inspirational stories about a kid with talent and finding himself and breaking through the mental block that he placed on himself. And that was the part that I actually did like, because I would like to think we've all been there. I've been there, especially on this platform. So I like that aspect. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know what else to say, what else to add, except just showing you the funky art here. This was the match between the two main characters, and our protagonist made a fool of himself. So the rest of the shogi world and community and all the hundreds of photographers and media were making fun of him. So he's sort of been disgraced from that sport. But his rival believes in him and does not see him like that. So yeah, you could say it's your fairly standard sports drama, just that it's shogi instead of like other types of sports. So there you go. The God Before Me. You can, if you want to check it out, you can also go to Manga Plus and read it for free. The first 2 chapters are out right now.
And that's it. That's everything.
If y'all want a fun series to read on Manga Plus, then I highly recommend Even If You Slit My Mouth. It recently concluded and loved it. It also has a genuinely creepy panels and moments as well. And some great emotional great moments. There we go. I did see it, but I added it to my list of favorites, but I haven't started reading. But I will do now. Question, H Field. Slit My Mouth. Is this related to... I'm going to pull up the name because I can't remember. Is this related to Kuchisake Onna, the Japanese urban legend about the lady with the slit mouth, and she's coming to get you, and if you tell her, she's going to ask you if she's pretty, and if you say no, she has a pair of scissors or something, and she's going to cut you up and shows you her face like the Joker. Or if you say yes, she still does it, so you can't get out of it. And they've built a lot of creepypasta and stuff around that legend. Technically, she's not a yokai, by the way. Classified more as a urban legend. Because that was back in the 60s, I think, when that whole thing started. Right? Or no. If she, I found a diagram. Okay. She will ask you, am I pretty? If you say no, she kills you with scissors. If you say yes, she takes off the mask, and then she'll ask you, how about now? So if you say no, she cuts you in half. And if you say yes, she slits your mouth so it appears like hers. So you can't win against her. I don't know winning. How she got the strength to cut you in half with scissors, but damn, all right. The main female lead is the Kuchisake Onna. Lots of yokai and urban legend stuff at the moment. Nice. All right. Yeah, I figured, but thank you. I'll check it out. I like that stuff. I did do a TikTok video on it. If you guys want to find me on TikTok, I guess. I don't know. I used to promote it, but not now. So yeah, that's it. That's all I got. You got anything else for the peeps?
Nope. That's it. Hopefully, like I will have more haul next week because I did see that both a IST order and a Crunchyroll order shipped today. So now I have a bunch of books that I need to read, hopefully, before those come in. But speaking of IST, of IST, our sponsor, of course, thank you so much to In Stock Trades for yet another beginning of another year of sponsoring our show. We appreciate them so much. As always, mentioning that you can get great discounted prices on all of your comics and manga over at instocktrades.com. They do have better prices than you get on Crunchyroll store. They do ship internationally. They just charge whatever it costs them to ship internationally. Prices are all in USD. Free shipping within the US after $50. 2% loyalty discount if you make your next order within 8 days of your previous order. And we give away a $50 IST gift card every month, the last Monday of each month. So I don't know which Monday the day is, but the last Monday of this month, we'll give another one to a viewer. And
the 29th.
The 29th, another $50 gift card will go to another viewer. Great packaging.
Look at all the service. And the 50% off books are still here, obviously. These are going to change next Tuesday. You got Black Panther, DC versus Vampire, Fantastic Four, Volume 2, Strange Adventures Deluxe Edition. That would be my pick. We talked about it on Monday. And Teen Titans Go to the Library. But you got some manga. I recently ordered from IST this book right here, which is why I highlighted it. Cat from Our World and Forgotten Witch. I dug it. I had to get it and check it out. So I'm excited for that.
I ordered a copy. Just it looked cute. I had I'd done my video on Tuesday and had like gotten the description and stuff, and I thought, this looks cute. I'll throw this extra one into my order just to try it out this month.
You know what? Let me pull up a preview for peeps before we go. Let me close this for a minute. Thank you, InsideTrades.com, for sponsoring. All right. So this is not part of that plug. I saw that the OSG on Twitter posted some images from that, from Cat from Our World. Let me see if I can. Yay, found it. All right, that's cool. All right, let me share my Twitter here. So if you guys don't know about this manga, it's basically an isekai for the cat. This lady, she's a witch, and she's been forgotten, as the title says, and out of her loneliness, I guess, she summons from our world a mythical beast. Instead, the cat shows up, and he's huge instead of the actual size. So that's the cover, there's the back, and here's some pages from that. I want to read to find out why he's tiny at first, but then he gets like super big. And I'm excited for that. I hope they go on some awesome adventures. And the fact that she's a witch, so there's the magical element. I'm excited for that.
I was initially intrigued because it has a somewhat similar premise at the beginning to Freerun, where she defeated the evil demon lord years ago and has just kind of been living peacefully since then, and then summons a cat, and then this is where we are now. So it has kind of an initial setup like Freerun, and then it turns into something with the giant cat.
Yeah, let's go. It's a giant Garfield.
Yeah, Kaiju Garfield.
So there you go. Let me go through some of the comments here. Bob Fisher, is Manga Plus better than Viz? I like it more than the Viz Shonen Jump stuff, as they put other stuff. Yep, sorry, go ahead.
Is it still? No, that's my bad. Is it still free?
Yes, but for older titles, they force you to read the middle chapters. They're locked, and you can find them on the mobile version. And sometimes when you go on the mobile version, they'll say, like, to read this thing, subscribe for like $1 or $2, and you can read the whole thing. But I figured for brand new series, like the ones I talked about, if you keep up with them, you're not going to have that issue.
Right.
It mostly happens when it's been published for a long time, say like a year, then they'll lock the middle chapters away. So if you want to keep up to date with all the new stuff, I think it's pretty cool. Let me share the website again for people out there. It's free. The mobile version is free as well, and the prices aren't too bad. I kind of want to do it for YouTube purposes and be subscribed, but I don't know.
But yeah, there are series on there that we don't have. Like, they're not licensed by Viz or another publisher in English, so they're not available on like the Viz app.
Here's a weekly Shonen Jump. There's Jump Plus, other section, and the first new volumes here. I talked about all this stuff on this show. All these manga.
Yeah.
Also, this is one of my current favorite reads that I haven't talked about it enough. I think I mentioned the first chapter when I read it, but I don't think I've given anybody any updates. But Mikane and the Sea Woman, I think is fantastic. I really love this series. Here right now, you can see, read all the chapters for free on the app. I'm going to check right now on my phone. Hold on. Let's do the experiment here.
Make sure everything's free to go.
Yeah, Manga Plus. Manga Plus. All right. My shelf. Mikane and the Sea Woman. Oh, it's locked too. Okay, my bad. But it says, if I want to read it, it says Standard Deluxe. And if you click on it, subscribe to Manga Plus Max for unlimited reading. Click here for more information. Then I click on it, and it's $1.99 a month. It lets you read all the chapters, currently serializing titles, more than 6,000 chapters, no ads, exclusions apply, blah, blah, blah. You can try that. Or the Deluxe, which lets you read all the chapters of currently serializing titles as well as all chapters of completed titles. Read more than 15,000 chapters, no ads. So there you go. But I do recommend this series in particular. It's a lot of fun. It starts out like a wholesome or not a romance, like a fantasy romance of sorts. There is a bit of an age gap, but I see it more as a fantasy tale of a kid not knowing, because he's young and experiencing love for the first time. So he falls in love with this lady over here, but she happens to be a mermaid. But it turns horrific as you start reading it. It's a lot of fun. There's a horror aspect to the manga. But yeah, solid. There you go. I think most of Insomniac's after school chapters are still backlogged on Viz app. Still got to start Basara and Red River. K manga is weird. I don't understand it. Don't do K manga. Stick to Manga Plus. It's too convoluted for its own good.
And for the Kodansha stuff, I think a lot of it is on Azuki, which is a lot easier to
maybe
understand.
do Azuki instead.
Yeah.
So
Azuki AI.
Let's see some more comments here. Hey, next Imaginaut. He was agreeing with you about the review stuff. Nice. Cleveland Brown. I know what this is. This is about Edith and deities. Grab it. You are a fan and you want to be serviced. Make a good argument. So yeah. Hey, Warren. Thank you for joining. Thank you, everybody. Who is Luffy? I know. I understood that reference. Hold on. Where is it? Where's our pal Jess? There we go. Oh, I got to take down the comment. There we go. I love this. I love this one. I love this so much. This is one of my favorite Omnibros moments of last year.
Was he genuine when he asked that, or was he just
yes? Yes, because it was a Monday show and people were just asking me about manga, and then started asking Jess about Luffy and One Piece, and like, what the fuck is Luffy? And I just laughed so hard at that. Like, it's the character from that manga. Don't worry about it. Oh,
don't worry about it, man.
Yeah. So with that said, with no more comments, we're gonna close it. We're gonna close the stream for the night. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Thank you to our lovely chat. You guys are wonderful. Love every single one of you. Thank you to our wonderful sponsor. Love you even more. In Stock Trades. Omnibus Collector, where can people find you on the internet when you're not here with us?
At the Omnibus Collector on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Twitch, and Omni Collector on Twitter/X. I posted on Tuesday on time. I posted on Tuesday my first buyer's guide of the year. Some really cool stuff coming out in January. I know we covered a lot of it on the channel, but you can check some very specific targeted looks at some of the stuff, the new debuting titles. And for the rest of the month of January, I'm hoping to put out my my top 10 releases of last year, my most anticipated releases of this year, and I just thought of the idea just today, but I might do kind of my like 2024 goals in a video, as goals as a collector and as a content creator, just to kind of put out there what I'm hoping to do, and can spark discussion about what other people hope to do with their year, as far as the fun things go, like collecting and reading and stuff like that.
I saw somebody post a video similar to that, And I looked at it, I'm like, what if I did that? But then I was thinking, like, I don't want to put that pressure on me of committing to something and have it be on record. I'm like, I don't know. That's not dwell on that too much. But that's a fun idea. So there you go. You can find my channel. That's Manga Geekdom here on YouTube. I posted a bunch of videos recently. My anticipated January releases, which I think will be somewhat different from Riley's, but that's a good thing. And what else? I have a review. I was meant to go. The idea was for me to upload it tomorrow, but today was so hectic that I couldn't record anything, not the voiceover nor the footage of the books and none of that. So I'm going to work on it this weekend, and by Monday it should be out. I'm going to give you a sneak peek right here, right now. So it's one of my next reviews is talking about this series, Dangers in My Heart, which is easily jumped on my list as one of my favorite comedies, romantic comedies of all time that I've read. I'm not saying it's the best. Don't quote me on that. But for my taste, I really love it. Like, way too much. So that's it. That's all I got. Thank you, everybody. Thank you to James in the chat. There's a Discord link if you want to join my Discord and hang out and talk about manga, games, anime, all that stuff. So thank you, everybody. Next Imagine, I'll thank you both again for another edifying show. Host, thank you. Learning Japanese. I don't know. Do you want to learn Japanese? Okay.
I think it would, in my opinion, be disrespectful to learn a language just to like take in manga. Like I don't know. Like to me personally, if I'm gonna learn a language, it's gonna be for more than just like something dumb, honestly. Yeah, like dumb like a hobby is what I'm saying. Like we love our hobbies, but they're pretty dumb.
Yeah. If I wanted to visit, maybe I would learn the basics.
Yeah, like that's
much anime. Yeah.
If I was wanting to visit or communicate on a either more intimate or professional level with people, then I would. The same means as like I would want to learn Spanish a lot better to communicate with like my family that speaks.
We could do a show in Spanish together.
Yeah.
Get Omar and get the leading voice in Hispanic comics, Jess Bragg, on here too.
Yeah.
4-man show, all in Spanish. What about that? I think that'd be pretty cool.
Our audience would be very confused.
Very confused. So yeah. I know the question was at you, but next Imagine I'd be interested just for the hell of it, you know, as a hobby to the other hobby. You know what I mean? I would love to read Japanese. That'd be fun. So regardless, we'll be here next Monday for another installment of Omnibros Live in English, not in Japanese or Spanish. So thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Have a great weekend. The holidays are over this weekend for me, so happy holidays to those that still celebrate. That's very cool of you. You're one of the cool guys and gals. And that's it. Peace out. Stay safe. Blessings to all. Love you guys. Until next time. Bye for now.